Scott, and obviously the quarterback gets too much of the blame or too much of the glory. It just comes because who's your quarterback? Everyone looks at the influence, especially look at a contract Jared Goff just got. With the Detroit Lions and what he got guaranteed. But when I look at, don't you think fans are right now like kind of 50-50 on Derek Carr? And I think that's why he cannot afford that he has to get off to a fast start. And what I mean by that, okay, this is winning football, what he did to end the season. And if you look at this, the Saints close out the season 4-2. Okay, I'm looking at their schedule. I think the Saints will close out the season very similar this year. Just looking at, I'm thinking like, okay, if you worth your salt, Giants, Commanders, Raiders, you got to beat those kind of teams. But I'm looking at the Saints close the season 4-2, and Derek Carr was playing his best football. Now, you got to transfer that now to September, the beginning of the year. Do you know he completed 74.5, not 71, 72, 74.5% of his passes in that stretch in 6 games? That was number 1 in the NFL. Okay?
Yep.
And if you look at it, he had 15 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Well, hell yeah, if he does that, that's going to give us a chance, even though you're playing the likes of at the 49ers. I'm saying at the 49ers. No, that's the preseason game.
Right.
When you're playing like the Eagles at home or at Kansas City. Or just go throughout, like the Panthers, he didn't have to have an unbelievable game. But even at Dallas, the Eagles at home, then you got the Falcons or whatever, that's and the Chiefs. So just looking, I think this is the season, and you look at Derek Carr and where you at as a quarterback in your career, that how you finished the season, the last 6 games, man, that's amongst the best in the whole league. Well, that's what we need come this September from Derek Carr.
Yeah, there's no question. And you said some of the fan base is 50-50. I don't even know if it's that high, and I think it should be. It should be more because I was just going to rattle off the stats you did. Derek really finished the season great. Now, my thing with Derek is I was excited about the acquisition. I thought he was kind of the missing piece of the puzzle. I thought we'd win the AFC South. He was banged up, didn't play well. I was a little down on some of the leadership things, maybe some of the things he said after the games, as far as taking the responsibility and not. And then he finished the season extremely strong and looked really good and looked like the Derek Carr that everybody kind of thought we were getting. Now, the only thing I ask of the fans is, if you're going to criticize, you got to give him credit. And I don't feel like people gave him enough credit at the end of the year for the way he played because there was tons of criticism. I still listen to it now. We draft a guy in the 5th round, and everybody wants him to be the starter. I'm like, listen, there's a reason.
You've heard it. You've heard it.
Yes. I mean, it is so strong that I'm like, okay, maybe if Spencer Rattler becomes the starting quarterback for the Saints someday, heck yeah, that's a dynamite pick. It's not going to happen year 1. People need to pump their brakes a little bit because Derek Carr is a really good quarterback. Spencer Rattler's got a long ways to go in terms of becoming a starter in the NFL. But can he do it? I don't know. Time will tell. But I think fans need to realize we have one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. Is he Drew Brees? No. Not many guys are going to be Drew Brees. But he is a good enough quarterback to win the NFC South, get in the playoffs. And with this defense, heck, DeMario, Father Time keeps trying to knock at DeMario's door. He doesn't let it happen. He keeps playing this way. And you look at all the defensive backs we have. If we can get the things right in the offensive line and defensive line and control line of scrimmage, this team can win the NFC South.
Well, and Scott, again, people expect you to play hurt, especially in football. Basketball, I don't know. I mean, you might play, you might not, whatever. But in football,
you're almost damned if you do, damned if you don't, though.
But no,
right.
because if you look what happened, and that was significant when you look at the game. That's why all the games matter. When you're playing, 16, 17 games, they all count. Because when you look at tiebreakers, for instance, when we're going to play Dallas in week 2, you know why that head-to-head's important? I don't think Dallas is going to win the NFC East this year, but the wild card. What are you going to do with the tiebreaker head-to-head, like what happened with Green Bay last year? Remember towards the latter part, and we were winning 17-3 with 12 minutes left, and we lost that game. Then look, Jordan Love, how he got better. But the reason why I bring that up, part of the turnaround with Derek Carr was because in the back end of the season, his health improved.
Amen.
He had an AC joint sprain that he suffered in week 3 against the Packers. So now you playing hurt? If you don't play hurt, then you're not tough. And because when you go out there, whether you're 100% or not, you're going to be judged on your play. Not he's playing hurt. No. Did you win or lose, or what did you do? And so you're kind of behind the 8 ball. But you know why I acknowledge, and players, there's nothing wrong with playing hurt. Come on, man. They guarantee you $150 million. Man, you almost have to have your leg cut off there to not go out there or something.
And again, I think we're all spoiled by, we watched Drew Brees. How many times was he injured and he had things wrapped up, but he still went out and threw for 300 yards. Everybody just thought, well, that's normal. You can be hurt and still play. Drew did it. Well, again, we got to stop comparing everybody to one of the greatest to ever do it. But to your point, Derek didn't play well in some of those games, but I've had an AC joint. Those things are not fun, and I wasn't throwing a football. So he went out there and he tried to do the right thing. He said, you're paying me all this money. I have to be the face of the team. I want to be a leader. I want to be out there in the huddle with my guys. And what you'd like to see in that situation is the rest of the team rally around that guy and say, man, we respect this guy's toughness. And I think that's what Derek was trying to do. And I have a lot of respect for guys that try to do that. And you just have to know as a player, am I helping the team or hurting the team? But I still think even though he was hurt, he was probably still the best option to be out there.